Hey friends, welcome to the Moms in Real Estate podcast. I'm Kristen, your host, a community builder, an agent, an entrepreneur, and a mom. And this podcast is for moms that are building a business and they're building life, and we're not pretending like we have it all together. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive into our episode. Hey friends, I'm Kristen Cantrell, the founder of Moms in Real Estate and the Hello Culture, and I am interviewing the amazing Ashley Willis today, who is the author of The House Hunt, which is the coolest book ever. So hi.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
I know. You guys, she flew in from Texas all the way to Arizona just so we could have this amazing conversation.
I know. It's been a whirlwind of a day, but thankfully everything was on time.
Yes.
And has worked out perfectly.
That's great.
And this is my second time seeing you this year in person.
I know. We're so lucky. That is really cool.
I know.
And it's our second time podcasting together.
It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now
we're just besties now.
We are. Totally. Now I need to come to Texas.
Yes, you do.
So I want to know all the things about The House Hunt. So why don't we just start at the beginning? Because before you ever wrote your book, you were a real estate agent.
I am still a real estate agent.
But you were a traditional real estate agent, looking for where's my next deal? And now you've evolved to so much more. So I want to know where did you start off in real estate?
Well, so goodness, that takes me back 18 years. Uh-huh. And I was in college and I was studying for a degree in interior design. And I knew that I wanted to do something with homes, but when I was in school, it was just I don't think this is what I want to do, but I knew I wanted to do something with homes. And against my parents' wishes, I dropped out of college and got my real estate license. And I started as an assistant for a broker, and shout out to Christopher. He took me under his wing and showed me everything, and I fell in love with residential real estate.
So you were young when you got in.
I was young. Yeah. I was 21 when I got my license.
Okay.
And let me just also say that my first full year was 2008.
Oh.
So it was rough. It was rough. And
most people were running from real estate, and you're like, hey, I'm here, ready to start.
Yes, and it was tough. But, I just stuck with it. I loved it. And it's just been funny because, real estate has changed so much for me, through the past 18 years.
Yeah.
So I've worked in 3 different cities. And, each change in my life has just been so different, from getting married, moving to Texas. And then my son was 6 months old when we moved to Beaumont, where we are now.
Okay.
And so having a baby, not having family nearby, that completely shut down my business, because it was just I've got to focus on being a mom.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've been so blessed with real estate, is that it has just kind of changed with me throughout my life, and it's been exactly what I need, as far as being top 20 in my office at Keller Williams in Sugar Land, to then now I'm closing 3 to 5 homes a year is on my average, and that is so perfect for me. And so I never want anyone to feel like they've got to get into this business and feel like they've got to be the top agent. It is what it needs to be for you.
Well, yeah, I think that's so true, because you can get so wrapped up in the hustle culture in real estate. We talk about this all the time, and
been there.
Really go back to what am I doing and what meets the needs of me and my family, not what, Josie Smith is doing over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and I love working with just a few families a year.
Yeah.
Because they get my attention, and I get to give them the best experience.
Yeah.
That they could possibly ever want. And so that, at the end of the day, is so special to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were, actively selling, and you all of a sudden decided, I want to write a book, where did that come from? Was there a specific moment where you're I wish I had something to give my clients?
Well, it's really funny. So I've had this dream of writing a children's book since I was a child.
Yeah.
And my grandfather owned a printing business in St. Louis, And I remember, it's so weird that I have this memory of being at his house, and he had this basket of children's books, and they were just like random, like the most random little books. And I remember having a conversation with him, and he's no longer here with us. I was like, why do you have these books? And he's like, well, we print these for authors. And I remember having this conversation with him of him saying, like, you know, anyone can write a book. And so it's kind of stuck with me. And it's really funny because I remember, like, being in high school, being in college, like being a young adult, and thinking that's still something that I want to do one day. And who knows when I'll do it, if I'll, you know, actually do it. But it's just always been on my heart. And it was during COVID, of course, when everything was shut down, that I was like, you know, I think I want to start working on this and, like, figuring it out, what it is that I want to write about. Because if you look at a children's book section, there's books about anything.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, what do I write about? Because I didn't have a calling.
Yeah.
And so, to be very honest, I sat down and I prayed about it.
Yeah.
And I just said, God, I know that you're going to give me a great idea one day. And who knows when that will be. But when I get that idea, I'll know it's from you. And I just left it at that.
Yeah.
And honestly didn't think about it for over a year. And then one day God spoke to me and said, you were supposed to write a book about a family buying a house. And Kristen, I feel so bad because my first reaction was I just laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Because one, it was like, duh.
Yeah, you're like, how did I not see this?
Because it's just so funny, like, how God gives us these things that it's like, of course I didn't think of it. Yeah. He did. Like, and so it was just funny that it was like, well, duh, that's like, of course, that's what I'm supposed to write about. That's what I know. And so then it was like the next thing of like, well, there's got to be like millions of books about kids moving and in real estate. And I ordered like 30 books from Amazon and read them all. And it was like, this is not the story as a real estate agent that I would want children to like hear. You know?
You're probably coming from a perspective that no other author that had written those books had been in.
And that's really what it was. Yeah. You know, because I think, you know, maybe moms or dads that their kids were going through the moving process, they decided to write about it. But as agents, I think we see something so special with kids, you know, especially when they're seeing these houses and the things that they point out and find and what's important to them and just moving in general. You know, that's really hard on kids, and I think sometimes we forget about that. Yeah. And so that was when the house hunt was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I have been close to the house hunt for probably, I feel like 2 years now.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I say close to the house hunt because they're one of the Moms in Real Estate partners. And we've had the pleasure of seeing how this has impacted agents and their feedback when they are buying these books, branding them to their real estate business, and then giving them to their clients. It is such a positive experience. So I love watching that aspect of it and just knowing, like, from the consumer side, how much it's impacting families.
Kristen, I could literally start crying thinking about it. It's been so cool because it's one of those projects that you start and you go, oh, I hope people like it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, it's been such a process. I mean, it was a 2-year process of research and then writing, you know, getting it illustrated, you know, having it printed until having it in hand. And, you know, you think, oh my gosh, I hope agents get it. Yeah. You know, like I hope
will anyone buy this?
Yeah. And that was kind of a scary thing. But, you know, my faith really carried me through that. And now it's been 2 years this January that it's been available for purchase. And it's been so neat because I go to these like real estate conferences or I get emails or messages from agents, and the stories that are coming from them has just been amazing. Yeah. I just recently got a message from an agent in Colorado, and she said that the mom had reached out to her and said, thank you so much for this book. My daughter is asking to read this every single night.
I love that.
And she's talking about the house that we're moving into, and she's excited. So it's like that, that like experience for our clients that we are thinking about their kids.
Yeah.
Is so priceless.
What's so impactful?
Hi, it's Barbara from Your Tax Coach, and today's tax tip is all about your home office. I still hear all the time that people think a home office deduction is a red flag, and that's just not true. I also see time and time again that your accountant is taking the wrong home office deduction. So you're going to start taking the actual home office deductions, which means you're going to take a percentage of the business use of your house, and you get to take your mortgage interest, property tax, insurance, every single utility, your internet bill, cell phone bill, pest control, HOA, cleaning person, pool person, and you get to deduct some of it. And pro tip, try to make your business square footage even more. So can you attribute a bathroom to your business? That could increase the square footage. Or probably a lot of you keep your for sale signs in your garage or in a closet. So make sure you're also adding in your garage square footage or storage square footage. For more tax tips and tricks, follow us along at yourtaxcoach.com.
And just even the kids, like they're going to remember that so much more than just like, hey, we're moving. It's
Absolutely.
like they're brought into the process
Absolutely.
in a way that meets them where they're at. And not only that, like you guys have those cute, like the memory card game. And so there's like interactive tools, I don't know if you call them tools, toys, whatever, with the book that allows like the family to come together, and it's like a whole thing when they're moving.
Yeah, and that is just, I think, so important because as a mom, it's like when we go through these really stressful times like moving, we sometimes don't think about what our kids are feeling. It's like we're just so stressed. There's so much going on. That I think kids are sometimes left out of the process, and it's not intentional. Yeah, it's just the circumstance.
Yeah,
and these kids, it's really hard on them. It's really hard on them. Yeah. So I do love too that agents have reached out and said that they're getting really close with the kids, like in the family, and the kids know them by name and ask about them, and so it's just really a cool it's a really cool tool for agents to use.
It is. It's almost like, one of my friends, Cassandra, she's been on the podcast a long time ago, actually, but she used to always do pop-bys to my house for my kids. And
That's
so
we,
awesome. Obviously, like, I've been in the real estate industry for a decade, but, like, being on, again, like, the receiving end of something like that, my kids love Cassandra because it was like, oh, what's she dropping off now? And it just became this like thing in our house. And so again, going from the consumer side, when I'm used to being like on the other side, it's so nice to see the way that the families react.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because who would you use as your agent?
Oh yeah, the person that made my
if you
kids
weren't an
so
agent.
happy. Yeah. Because then your kids are probably going to call you out like, why aren't you using Ashley?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, is there like maybe like one moment that was really like when you were maybe in a transaction where there was something that happened that you're like, that has to be in the book?
One of my things that it was like when I first started working on the book, I had to include the super lockbox.
Yeah.
Because I always loved getting kids involved with that.
Okay.
Because they don't know how it works. They just see this little blue box on the door. And then they see you holding your phone up to it like, what is that? So I always loved to get kids involved with that and have them hold my phone and, help unlock the door.
Yeah.
And so I had to have that included. But just making it fun for kids is just such an opportunity that I think as agents that we should be embracing.
Yeah.
Because it makes a difference. It makes a difference for them and getting excited about moving because it can just be so scary. And so just having the kids be really excited seeing the different houses and pointing out, one of the houses in the book looks like a castle, and it is. It's just funny to hear what kids see.
Yeah.
And, what they experience during this process.
Yeah. So we know like some of the really rewarding moments from the book, but has there been any challenging moments from, when you had this idea and you launched this book and then getting the word out? Has there been challenges that were unexpected?
We have been so blessed. It has really, I can honestly say that this project and business and book has been a godsend.
Yeah.
And it has blessed my family.
Well, you've been saying it throughout the whole thing. It's great.
Yeah, and it's just been such a blessing. I have a 10-year-old son, Ethan, who is actually one of the characters in the book.
Well, isn't he also your business partner? You say
he is my business partner.
Wait,
yes.
we have to elaborate on that because I actually think that's the cutest thing. So you will see that her son is her business partner in the house hunt.
Yeah, and I just. Deciding to make this a business and not just, write a book and just put it on Amazon, like we've turned this into a business. And I wanted it to be a learning experience for him, to see something different that, we don't, my husband's a doctor, but it's like we don't always become doctors or lawyers or teachers. Mm-hmm. And I always want him to know, like, that anything is possible.
Yeah.
And if you have a dream, you go for it.
Yeah.
And so I've brought him into this, and so he helps me ship books.
Yeah.
He actually got to come to the NAR conference with me that was in Houston, which is close to our home. And so he got to come with me on the last day, and he had a blast.
That's
so he
great.
got to see what Mom does when we go to these big conventions and sell books.
Tell me if this is you. You're between a showing and school pickup, and you realize you haven't posted on Instagram in 2 weeks. You want to show up online, you've heard it can work, but between the kids, the clients, and everything else, content is always the thing that falls off the list. But when it's working, DMs start flooding in from people saying, I want to work with you. Take it from Elena, a busy mom who sold 8 million from Instagram in 1 year, Katie, who hit 3.5 million in 6 months as a brand new agent, and Lauren, who sold 5 million from Instagram just after 1 year. They all lean on Coffee and Contracts, a marketing membership that gives you the content, the strategy, and a weekly content plan so you never have to figure out what to post. That's the difference between wasting time on leads who ghost and attracting your people even when you're offline. Moms and real estate listeners can try a free week of Coffee and Contracts content. Head to the show notes, click the link, and if you love it, use code MIRE for $20 off your membership.
You guys, she has the cutest convention booth of all time. Randy, my business partner for Moms in Real Estate, will always talk about, she goes, I get so jealous of Ashley and Taylor when they go to these conventions because their booths are so cute and I just want to go with them. I'm like,
you guys need to come with them.
them.
You should come
I
because
know.
it is so much fun.
Yeah, and your
booth
booth
is so much fun.
It's so attractive. Like you just look at it and you're like, I love this space.
Well, you've been to the real estate conventions.
Yeah,
you
got to
walk
stand
through
out.
And they all look the same. And
yeah.
It's we had to stand out.
Yeah.
And because we're something different. Mm-hmm. And I will say that, that is our one compliment that we get. It's like, this is the best booth in the entire convention.
It is.
Because it's just so different.
Yeah.
It's so different. And so I'm so thankful that, people have, embraced us and bought the books and loved the books. And now we're getting repeat business, which is super cool.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, so it's really neat. Really neat.
So what's next for you?
Well, so we are relaunching the House Hunt. It will be a nationwide release, book launch that we're doing. And so it will be available now through Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, bookstores across the country. At first, I didn't think I wanted to take it that route. I wanted to kind of see what the response would be. And after this year, we've sold over 10,000 books just this year.
That is so cool.
And so I was like, I think it's time to take it to the next level. So So we are currently in our book launch, and it will be available at bookstores nationwide.
Do you ever sit back and just think, like, I'm going to be in Barnes & Noble? How insane is that?
It's, like, so surreal.
Yeah.
Like, it's so surreal.
That
and
is.
I'm just so thankful, one, to God that he's seen me through this. It literally has been, like, such a seamless process.
Yeah.
And everything that I've needed has been provided, and I've met the most wonderful people, and it's just been such an incredible experience.
Yeah.
It is seriously a pinch me moment, and it's so funny because back to my son Ethan, he's like, "Mom, are you famous?"
You're all, yeah, Ethan.
And I'm like, well, I was like, "You're famous because you're in the book."
Yeah, totally. Well, it's so cool because it's like we all can think of like a moment where someone, I always call it like when someone brain ninjas you, where they say something and it just sticks with you. And that happened to you. And you were just like, oh, that's like something I want to do. And then, you know, you praying about it is something I think a lot of people miss. And I think that's, if you're feeling like, oh, that's staying in my head, you should pray about it. Because look at all of the opportunity that's like been brought to you through like just leaning into God for something that's been sitting with you.
Yeah. It has been hard though, because I feel like I've wanted to just charge so fast with it.
Yeah.
But just in these past 2 years and like what we've been able to accomplish, not even just sales wise, but just we're featured in Inman a month ago, and
So cool.
It's just so cool, and to be able to say like, I've been to these, top real estate, conventions and been a sponsor or an exhibitor. Like, it's seriously just like gives me
now
chills.
you have like the proof over promise where it's like as seen in Barnes and Noble on Inman. Like, I love that.
I know, and so I'm so excited for where it takes us next.
Yeah. Well, sky's the limit. It's going to be even bigger than you ever imagined.
Yes.
So, well, where can people follow you?
So you can follow us on Instagram. It's at Welcome Home Press. You can also visit our website at welcomehomepress.com.
Okay, and then lastly, I want to make sure that agents that are listening to this know, like, if they purchase a bundle with you, like, they're actually getting a branded to their business book to hand to their clients.
Yes. So that is something that I think is so cool that we offer, is we do branded labels that go inside the book.
Yes.
And so that way it has your logo, your headshot, all your contact information. But what's super cool is then when the families are reading it, they see you, their favorite agent, and you kind of live on in this book because the book is really meant to be a keepsake.
Yeah.
Families are going to, want to hold on to it. And so it is something that they keep, and they'll have your face. And then I had someone point out to me at a convention, and I laughed so hard. They were like, even when your book gets dropped off at Barnes and Noble, at Goodwill, you'll still live on.
Yeah, you will, but it's not going to get dropped off because you're right though. You wouldn't like that is a keepsake for a family.
It stays in the book.
Yeah. Well, you've done such a great job. I'm so impressed with you, and
thank you.
I love hearing your story.
Thank you. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so glad that this has brought us together and has become a great friendship.
Yes, me too, friend. All right, bye.
Bye.
If you like this episode, make sure to like and to subscribe so that we show up in your feed. And if you want to stay close, make sure to check out the show notes because I have a lot of ways for you to do that.